Hello, FNAFers! The spring is come, and so is FNAF. And welcome back to Overanalyzing FNAF with my fellow FNAF YouTubers, Shadow Libra. Okay.
Libra.
Oh, hi, what's up, Yo.
What's your line?
Yeah, I'm here.
Say the line, Bart.
Leaving Dead Space 3 in 3, 2, 1.
This is Shadow Libra.
Hi, I am
Glycan
existing.
Hello?
and Krakoa.
Hello, monkeys.
And today we're gonna analyze FNAF with Sister Location 6 and maybe UCN. Since we have talked about most of the stuff from those games in previous streams while talking about FNAF 4, we don't really have much of the specific topics. Like, we pretty much covered all of the Midnight Motorist, so really, we're just gonna go over things that we haven't talked about so far, and basically anything we want to talk about. So, and that's
What
why
should we
we
start
don't
with?
have a pinboard this. So,
Does that mean we can start anywhere?
well, if I think before we start talking about FNAF Sister Location, does anybody have anything to say about previous games that we haven't talked about last time? Like,
Don't you dare say the FNAF 3 phone call.
Please don't.
The
He
No
was
one
thinking
say.
it. I can
no
hear- I
one
can see him from
say
behind the screen. He
anything.
was thinking
No one say anything.
We don't
You
talk
don't move.
about the FNAF 3 call.
Wait, I
Why not?
want to hear what he has to say about it though.
Now I want to see Cheeda go into Mike Victim's sister
Oh
location.
no.
Oh
No,
my
hell no.
goodness! You know what?
God, everyone.
Why don't we start
weapons, we're
with
going
the?
down.
Let's start with my favorite, the Fredbear plush.
William
we talked about
Afton.
it last time, really.
Oh wait, no, we went over that last time. How about Didophobia? You want to talk about the experiments?
we
We
did.
talked about
That-
Garrett
it,
Afton.
I'm
really.
telling. Look, okay.
We talked
Here's
about
here's
pretty much
here's
all
my
the
here's
important
here's
stuff.
my idea, right? So why not we go one by one, and someone can explain what is their interpretation of sister location in its story. Like, what is it trying
Okay.
to presenting or show?
That works.
Okay.
We can go in order of the group call list here.
Actually,
So it'd be like
So Cheetah's first.
Actually, Glycan.
names
I'm
invisible.
You
Names
forgot about
invisible.
me.
Oh wait, you're right.
Okay.
I was thinking actually, before we start talking about the game itself, talking a bit about the trailer for Sister Location, because I think there are some
Oh,
things
that's
that
my
we should
favorite
talk
one.
about it.
Oh, that's my favorite. It's my favorite trailer. Scott cooked on that one. It
Yeah,
was beautiful.
you got that right.
Okay, what I liked is that like we get a flash to FNAF 1 and then the message. Then we get a flash to FNAF 2. It's like, all right, we have this, and that. It's showing that this game is gonna be like, this game is a kind of a turning point in the lore, you know?
Yeah.
And it also gave us a baby jump scare, which never got into the game. So yeah.
Wait, really?
Sad.
There's no baby jump scare in the game?
Nope.
Nope.
You know that
Only
is
in like in the freaking in the
Can't believe Scott false advertised.
Not even in custom night.
actually
Nope.
that's
I thought there was in Custom Night, or was that only in
No.
Ultimate Custom?
Yeah.
Only baby only has a jump scare in Ultimate Custom Night.
She has a jump scare and help wanted and special delivery
Well-
actually.
We're talking
Well, you
real
see,
FNAF
those you see, the first one doesn't really count, and the first one does count. It's just the
I was
mimic,
just-
and then the second one just is it's so disowned that it's deactivated and discontinued. So yeah.
You're
True.
telling me Liberty Chica is
Right.
from a disowned game?
Yeah.
I know. Wait, what was the weirdest one? I think it was like Radioactive Toy Foxy or something,
that's not Toy Foxy, but
or just Foxy. Yeah.
Shamrock Freddy, maybe?
Actually, no. I think the most weird
Oh,
one
Clown
is
Springtrap.
I think
Oh god.
I think the most weird one is the the underwater endo, the deep sea endo.
Yeah, what the frick?
It looks like he
forgot about
belongs at Lego.
He looks like Davy Jones if he was an animatronic. I can't. I'm dead.
Okay, so
Actually, Davy Jones is a lot cooler than that thing.
All right, first topic. What do we got? Oh wait, no, we don't have a pin board. Uh-oh. All right. Well, another thing with the trailer. What do you guys think that "Don't hold it against us" meant at the time?
yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. So like,
I'm
first
glad
of
you
all,
brought that up.
who is speaking the line? I think that's the first.
Wasn't
question
it
we
Biddy
should-
It's the
Babs?
Biddy Babs, right?
They sound like
Was the Biddy Babs, I think.
So,
Yeah, doesn't it like show the Biddy Babs when it says it or something?
It doesn't
I
show
don't
him, but
think
it
so.
just sounds like the Biddy Babs in game.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
they could be referring to like don't hold the thing that we are closing in the minigame we encountered them. The
True.
door.
True.
Well,
so like
I think don't hold it.
against us.
I mean, don't hold it against us could just be the fact that we're not the MCI kids, or it's all just Elizabeth or whoever. They're killing people, they're doing evil things to try
Yeah.
to escape the facility. So it's like, don't hold it against us. We just want to get out. We want to
Yeah.
escape.
It
It's not
does, that does make sense actually, because
Yeah.
you know
We
they're
don't know what
they're
we've been through.
essentially, as Henry puts it, trapped in the Funtime. So you know they're not really in control, so to speak. So yeah, we shouldn't hold it against them.
Okay,
I think what's
Hold it against
I think what's really interesting though in the trailer is the uses of deep below ground where memories sleep, and when memories were a big part, even if like they weren't fully understood, but memories will always claim it to be a big part of the franchise, at least by
Mhm.
FNAF 4.
They also
And
said the secrets don't keep, and secrets don't keep.
yeah, and you
Is
have
this Molten MCI confirmation?
you have things like the box, which might be related to memories. In fact, our old theory is that the box is deep below ground, like it's underground, deep below ground. The memories are hidden beneath, type thing.
Yeah, in FNAF World, the box is in the mines. It's outside of the map.
I yearn for the
Well,
mines,
it's pretty
guys.
much
Let's go.
everywhere, but the one that
Year
is
for the mines.
I'm assuming you're talking about the big one.
Yeah, in FNAF World, there's the underground, and you can find like I think the MFA files that there's an open box sprite, in the underground, and that can be correlated potentially to Sys location, which I think an update 2 was being teased as well. You have deep below ground where memories sleep, could be the box is hidden.
First rumor, when that was first like when Dittophobia and all that was explained with I think Remnant mostly, everyone was thinking it was about Remnant, which Remnant is technically memories. I guess.
Oh, that's true. That is true. That is true. That is true. And that's exactly what I was
So
going to
if-
mention.
Wait, is that true
Yeah.
though?
Well, Remnant,
So-
they're two sides of the same coin. They might as well be.
Okay,
Right.
Remnant is just
Actually,
like
wait
soul
a minute.
energy. Remnant is just soul
Nah.
energy that comes from the spirit. So memory is a part of the spirit. Same way, agony, love is just remnant. It's just aspects that make up remnant. So
Yeah, it's
when-
all
when-
like
when you, that's for example why if you take a spirit's remnant, you put it into 5 different things. You just split their memories into 5 different things. Their agony, their love into 5 different things because their soul is made up of those aspects.
And you remember when Carlton goes into the remnant plane? It's like the MCI themselves say that their memories aren't fully intact.
Yeah,
They
and
don't
like,
remember that William killed them, so they think Spring Bonnie is their buddy.
yeah, and in that case too, right, he was injected with the MCI's remnant, which is why he's
Mhm.
particularly probably able to even see them to begin with and see what they see, because he pretty much got injected with their soul.
Does that mean that Michael also has their memories?
Possible.
Now there's a have y'all heard of Michael MCI?
Michael MC.
I have, yeah. I do not believe
I
it.
didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I'm
That
more.
was so stupid.
I would say mostly probably just Elizabeth. I believe in Shadow Beth for.
You believe in what?
I believe in Shadow Elizabeth for this location.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I mean that works because
I
like
don't-
she doesn't even know she's Elizabeth until FNAF 6.
I have a question. Okay, so we talked about the don't hold it against us, but what about you don't know what we've been through?
That's
Controlling
now that
shock.
That's
yeah.
just the, I can say the experiments, being shocked, experimented on, and like whether or not it's just Elizabeth again or the other kids, they're just stuck there, they're suffering either way.
And who is
If it
speaking?
was the MCI kids,
Did it
it
happen
would
again?
probably be them dying and then being experimented on and being used to basically fulfill William's purpose rather than their own.
And who is talking? Like Billy Babs or just animatronics in general?
I think Biddy
I-
Bab
Just
just
the
because it
Biddy
matches
Babs?
her voice.
It's a
Okay,
It does
possibility
match
of
Biddy
Biddy
Bab.
Babs, mostly, yeah.
since we're talking about Billy Babs,
Doesn't
what are the
Bon
Biddy
also have a
Babs?
high voice? They're just freaks of nature.
like
They're tiny
The Biddy Babs
dollies
are British, though,
that are
right?
not
British
nurses.
babies.
Yeah,
They're
why are they
Eleanor
British?
all along.
do they have
Why are
remnant?
they
I
British
can't
babies?
believe that the British inventor made his robots British.
Not all of them, but Laura and Funtime
Not
Freddy.
all of them are British.
But like,
Hold on.
Not even baby.
The Biddy
Not even baby.
You know who Biddy Bab is? I'll tell you. I'll show you who Biddy Bab is.
Andrew?
oh, come on.
He said,
No.
You want to know who Biddy Bab is? I'll
Damn
show
it.
you who Biddy Bab is.
You want to see a blade? I'll show you. Okay. Anyway, it's the small version of this character, and who's
Oh,
not a
come on.
nurse.
Oh my god. Why does that look like Miss Delight?
It
Lee-
really,
It really
does.
does.
Like
Li-
things I thought.
Libra, your license is being revoked for making that suggestion.
You
Shut
are
up.
now banned.
But, like,
Alright, hold on.
Do Billy
He
Babs
kind
have
of does
remnant?
look like Miss Delight a little bit, but it
Do the
like
Biddy
a darker-
Babs have were they ever
This
like
is the
injected
Biddy
with a
Bab's
seed?
mother.
Like, do they have?
What?
Do they have like souls, remnant, or are they just AI? Or like,
My
Oh yeah,
guess is just
the
AI.
missing kids are split up through every Funtime. I believe.
I think Elizabeth is a part of all the machines there. Yeah.
like we never see anything happen to Billy Babs. So like, so does that imply that Billy Babs are
Isn't one of the
still
In
shows with the
the report
scooping?
closet, when the kids' souls are like fully put back together, all like the different parts of like Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, the baby crawlers, stuff like that, kind of all start showing up in the same room as the like giant amalgamation where all the missing kids' souls are put back together in. So I do think, like in Pizza Sim, when they're set free, that would also mean they're set free from their other like prisons, like the Biddy Babs and the mini arenas and stuff like that.
makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
What? I don't. I don't see the Biddy Babs in the scooping room. I just checked.
Yeah.
What
so-
exactly happens to them
Okay,
in the
uh,
game?
They're probably just
Well,
going
you
around
don't see the
service.
mid arenas, but like at the same time, it's like
We ate them all.
Room for One More shows like the mini arenas using other guards that get hired at the circus babies to escape through them.
That makes sense.
So
okay.
that's probably what the mini arenas and Biddy Babs are doing after Sister Location.
There's
yeah.
probably people before.
Room
that.
for one more? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Room for One More.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Or did
love-
it
mini.
I
arena
love FNAF war stories, like Room for
Yes,
One More.
Yeah.
dolls climbing inside you when you're asleep?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I want
Hell
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
no
Anyway.
wonder why Santa Claus has that
Okay, be
song.
quiet, Libra.
Okay, guys.
The only good stories in the flesh.
Ew.
Oh fuck no.
Bros never read Jump for Tickets.
Okay, guys. So, you know what? What one thing bothers me the most about the trailer?
What?
So, someone here mentioned about the how there is a baby jump scare that wasn't used in the game until this custom now. But one thing that bothers me the most is the main stage.
It is a lot
Oh.
different compared to most.
Like it
That is-
doesn't
It could be from
exist. Like,
Pizza World.
It literally it doesn't exist because like in Pizza World we know that Baby was like alone in
stage.
her own room, like or something like
Yeah.
that. And like she didn't say that she ever moved,
It-
so like she was stationary, just in one
it-
room. And
Could be like
in Sis location itself, we don't see like any main stage. Like they all have their own stages.
it could be like Security Breach, where there's like this one main stage, but also each of the glam rocks
Then they have like
their own little green
their
room
own
as well.
rooms.
Yeah, but like we
'Cause
have
So
Funtime
like, there could be like that one
Freddy's
main stage that we see in the trailer, and then all the characters also have like their own room with their own stage on it as well.
I mean, it's possible that Pizza World also opened up and they performed there again, because even the description of if you got frights, it does seem Pizza World reopened. But even if you ignore the frights, you have the description of the game, which treats it as if Pizza World is still open. So it's also completely possible
True.
that Pizza World is above the location and it's also open at the same time, and they do
Yeah,
rentals
Help
and
Wanted 2.
performances.
Help
Help
Wanted
Wanted-
2,
yeah, I was
when
gonna
you're in
say,
the
doesn't
breaker
Help
room
Wanted 2
mentions the Pizza World
Yeah.
as in on like the breaker room map.
Now, what was the spring
It
lock
does?
suit?
Wait,
I hate-
source, get a source on that for you, Libra. I never heard about that before.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Why is there a spring lock suit at Circus Babies?
It's Dolly.
On
What could it like? What
says-
could it possibly have been?
Yeah.
There's
It's
not
Dolly.
even possibilities.
It's
don't-
Dolly. I'm
It's
telling you,
such
it's
Dolly. Spring Bonnie and Fredbear.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
I'm not. It could have been a unique suit we don't really
If
know
you
that
think
much
about it,
about yet.
the
I just think it's a new suit though. Like after they got it.
If you think about it,
Anyway.
It's Rosie Pig.
the shape of the suit kind of looks like baby's shape.
It does.
Like they like
Spring-like
they have
version
the
of
same
Pete.
kind of mouth.
Ah, Pizza World lever.
What room is that in the game?
It's in the Funtime Freddy level, in the breaker
so
room level.
that means
for
the
Help Wanted
location
2.
has to be connected to this grid somehow. So it has to be like right above or right below or something.
That's really cool.
But the
I've
thing
never seen
is,
that.
we don't see any location on the
Exactly,
other
that's the
location on the
problem.
breaker room map. Like we only see the Fredbears, I guess.
Does that
And
mean
then
Fredbears?
that's like the
Does that mean
neighborhood.
Pizza World is like a repurposed Fredbears?
No, that's FNAF 6.
Well, what if it's
Yeah.
both?
What if it's both?
Oh my god, it's
They
a
just
double
keep
rewind.
reusing the
Because we
same
know
building.
Fredbears is above like Circus Babies, and then we see the
Yeah.
Pizza World here in the breaker room. So I'm just saying.
Hmm.
Well, the irony
could
would
be it.
be the two of them bought the building together. William will buy the building next, and then Henry will repurpose it for a trap. So basically, they both bought it multiple times.
They just keep reusing the same building.
Yep.
How many freaking FNAF locations are just on top of each other at this point?
Well, you have Security Breach, then you have FNAF 6, then you have Sister Location, then you have FNAF 4.
Then you have Edwin's freaking basement.
Yeah, people are theorizing about that as
And then
well.
the basement, which is the new theory.
Ay, ay, ay. Unbelievable.
5 different
Sky-
names.
Sky
That
is
cannot
the
be
greatest writer on earth. He makes Tolkien look like a worm.
Good job, guys.
I'm gonna have my Gatorade now.
Okay, I have a question. What's the deal with Lolbit and Yenndo? Like, what
Not
man
real.
are they?
Golden Freddy is
Golden
Yenndo.
Yenndo is Golden Freddy. Lolbit may not even exist.
I'm sure Lolbit exists. But
Lolbit
Sometimes
is such a
Freddy-
recurring character that it is hard to believe that she is not real.
yeah, Lolbit, like Lolbit's head is in Sister Location.
Oh,
Sometimes they can
yeah.
replace the entered
That's an
mask.
Easter egg, yeah.
Yeah, though I still think Easter eggs are stuff that could
Are they in
canonically
Ultimate Castle?
happen.
Right?
Lolbit is, yeah,
Yes.
Alright, it's in their canon.
and in Help Wanted,
Yeah, they're definitely canon then.
and in FNAF World.
Doesn't matter. Ha 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 ha. Because Funtime
And-
Foxy, who has a hook, is also in there. And
Lolbit's and Freddy in space too.
That is true.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm just saying.
Speaking of Freddy in Space 2, how about Lulz Hacks?
I feel like Scott just really
Lol-
liked
Lol-
Lolbit's
Lol's Hacks is in
design
Security
and wanted
Breach.
to add her, but did not have a way to add her into the lore.
I
Yeah,
think Lolbit is like a different version of Funtime Foxy.
one that wasn't very
Probably a
popular
rejected
with the
version.
kids. What if that was the backup after Funtime Foxy got mangled? Oh,
Well,
Could be. Unless they're
I
made at
guess
the
it
exact
depends on
same
when
time.
this location takes place, but it should
You
be
know,
after
it's
like
also-
FNAF.
Yeah, that's also pretty late to make a backup.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's see.
we should. What about the actual like main story of the game, though?
It's this guy named Kevin, and he found this underground bunker. He's like, oh, cool, let me check it out.
Kevin Hart.
Did Kevin McCarran?
What is
It's Kevin
this?
McAllister. Oh my God.
Because
It's Kevin McAllister.
I know a really cool subject would be when we get to the custom night section. That it would definitely be a subject on the when SL takes place. That would be cool. To have.
2020.
2020, what?
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
1987.
That's just my
1979.
that's just my headcanon year for when Sister Location
500
is.
BC.
Is
But
it because you need like little time but enough time between that and FNAF 6?
I need. It's because of You're the Band of all things.
That's not canon.
I know it's not, but it's still.
It's not even in the timeline.
It was still written.
But
It was
No, it's
written,
not.
yes.
But I know it's not, but it was written with the idea of FNAF 1 being a thing in 2015.
Nah,
so-
you can't use that. No, you can't. You can't do that.
No, we are not allowed to use that. No.
You cannot do that. No, no, no.
FNAF,
Okay,
FNAF 1 takes place in 2003?
What?
Nah.
In the movie.
Wait, 2003?
It takes
2000.
place in 2167.
now, I know discussion though. We should probably discuss when SL happens. When we get the custom
Well,
night,
it's after
and
FNAF
that
1.
discussion happens.
But how
Last-
long after?
I think
FNAF 1?
I think one person here might disagree with that. Maybe I'm wrong, but we should go over like the main like story of the game because custom night is kind of where like that debate really heats up because the cutscene.
Yeah.
Um.
All right. Spring,
So, and-
you want
What
to
do you
go over the
specifically mean by
basis?
the story of the game?
Well, I mean,
Like the
the
basic
main
plot.
the main story of the game is that you're Michael. You go. Well, you just know you're a guy named Mike because he's on the hand unit. You go in there. You're following Baby's instructions. You do the various things she wants you to do, and it ends up resulting in you being led to the scooper room and then scooped, and then you have the fake ending where you
He
eat.
follows you home.
He follows you home as you eat popcorn. That's the baseline story of the game, and I think. If this was 10 years ago, we could discuss who's the player, but everyone knows who that is.
Eggs Benedict.
So, the interesting thing about the main story of the game is something a lot of people don't mention is two Easter eggs or two things in the game. One is on the last night before, as you go to the scooper room, the sound files were placed where when you're walking, you hear this gutsy sound, and the files is called guts. It's
Oh,
literally
I
called
think-
guts.
I know what you're talking about.
You're not
one that
walking on human guts, are you?
Guys, I
it's
was actually just about to ask you about that sound file.
It was going to. Yeah, it's in play. They're walking on guts because it's not like that any other night. This particular night where you just have these gutsy, wet sounds, and it's literally called guts in the files.
Dress,
in the
I don't mean to
past, this-
interrupt, but I remember I haven't done a full playthrough of Sister Location in a little while, but I
Jesus
remember
Christ,
making
Scott.
note that I heard that gut sound a lot more than on just the final night, but it's very loud on the final night.
It's
You
the
sure?
technicians.
Sorry, what?
You hear that on the night where the two technicians got hung. I just want to
Yeah.
mention that.
There's a chance that they were. Oh my God. There's a chance that they were completely gutted and then hung up like
But
clothes.
if that was the case, though, is that they particularly wanted to wear you as a suit. They didn't want to wear them. So what's
They
the
were
point in-
scooped.
I
what's
do have
the
an
point,
idea
though?
about that.
What's the point though in hollow them out and then hanging
Elizabeth-
them when they can use their bodies?
Elizabeth thinks you're Afton in this.
Yeah, they think.
Oh,
Yeah,
Say you're
wow,
her
thinks you're
that's-
dad, I
William.
mean.
That's a very uncomfortable sound. I never heard it.
But
Like-
she wants to help Afton.
Not in this case.
If
Not
it's
in this game.
Elizabeth, if
Well,
it's
yeah. Why does she
Elizabeth-
want to kill him now, but like never after this?
Well, hold on. She says in the private room ending that she thinks the reason William is here is because he wants to be with his daughter again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
that's not true. That is what Elizabeth thinks is happening.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
so
that's what,
I'm
yeah.
thinking like perhaps she sees this as like a way to like be one with her father.
Ayo.
Yeah, a big idea is that they want to become one and be complete things. That's what her motivation was in FNAF 6. Like, we can be
Mhm.
complete what we're made to do. It's even in fights where we have this baby standing, like we're like Eleanor. The whole motivation behind William and Eleanor is they want to amalgamate items and become one whole. So this is just really the beginning of that idea of baby wanting to amalgamate into something more.
Something more. There was an idea to see if we could become something more.
Bring together a group
Yeah.
of remarkable people.
See, that makes me think, though, is that I don't think if her motivation is that she wants to help William and become one with him in SL, there's no reason then they would gut out the technicians when they hung them. The whole point is like, well, we're killing them, but we don't care about you. We're just killing because you're a problem. Why gut them
Yeah.
out? Why? This is why like it's a big contention, because a big point of evidence for like say MikeBot back in the day, right? So you're walking on guts, right? You're walking on Mike's guts. This is after night 4 where you have this arenas crawling inside of you. So it's kind of like the idea was that you're crawling on Mike's guts because they were hauling you out.
Night 4 was just a foreshadow for room for one more.
And even then, I don't want to yap too long, but the conjunction of that was also a piece of evidence for MikeBot back in the day, was that in Beloa's gallery, if you hold, I think, 2 keys, I think it's 0 and 1, if you hold it down for 83 seconds specifically, it'll give you an Easter egg screen of a blue screen with a bunch of lines of code going as randomly generated.
Oh shit. 83, huh?
Yeah.
Hey Scott. I know you like that. Okay, see, but someone very important in his life must have died in 1983.
Bro, what?
Which is a very dark theory, but I feel like someone very important in Scott's life, something happened in 1983.
You think his kid got?
I don't think he'd like happen.
I don't think he'd make a FNAF game based on that.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure? I don't know.
I posted an image.
I feel like I couldn't
really
put that
weird.
past him.
I've
Posted
never
an image
heard
of what you can get. You hold 0 and 1 down.
What is that?
That's an Easter egg that in Beloa's gallery, if you hold down 0 and 1 at the same time for 83 seconds, you get that screen as a constant stream of randomly generated numbers.
Has anyone deciphered this yet, or tried to?
No. People tried, but there's like no complete idea what it's supposed to mean.
Yeah.
I've seen some.
It's not meant to be anything.
It probably
I
is
don't
meant
think
to mean
Scott
something.
hides lore that cryptic.
Well, I mean, he put an Easter egg in SL. It's meant to clarify FNAF 4, which is in 1983, and you get this Easter egg by holding down 0 and 1, which is binary code for 83 seconds.
This reminds me. Hey, Draz, what do you think about the like seriously pitched down Circus baby voice that sang 1583? It's like,
Oh, you mean the random numbers that
1,
keep
5,
being
7,
told?
and 8.
1, 5, 7, 8.
Like, I don't know. They put a voice filter or something when they recorded
Like, in
those
the
lines.
background, it's like in the background, like sometimes while you're trying to input the tiny little code into her head and stuff.
That's
What do you think
entered,
that
right?
means?
Isn't that the code to the private room?
No, it has a
No.
5 in it.
It throughout the entire game of Sister Location. Actually, you can hear
Is
it
it
slow
really?
down,
Wow.
baby. Yeah, it's in the entire game.
Oh, that's the entire game?
Yeah.
Damn.
There was this
I've always
theory
wanted-
someone
Okay, so
made
there
about
goes the
this
entered
game.
theory.
Yeah, 1578. That's it.
Hold on
It's
a
like
sec.
a strange series of numbers. We don't really use a 5, but we use 8 and 7 a lot.
Yeah, what's the
I had an
5?
idea that maybe it's like Elizabeth's death date.
Maybe the
Okay,
month?
That's better than nothing.
Maybe she died in
Like-
May of 1987. Wait, what? Maybe she
She
died in
died
May of 1983.
January. No, wait. January
5th, 78.
1985.
Oh yeah, there we go. January 1st.
January 1st. No.
If I was gonna take that as a death date, I would take it as like January 5th, 1987. Because I don't know how you get 85 in that. Like, if you're going to take that as like literal, like.
You could do January 7th.
Well, Elizabeth died before the MCI.
Yeah.
Well, speculated to be, or theorized to be more accurately.
Pretty heavily.
Well, according to the book, that she died before. So.
Because like think about it this way: why if he made the fun times to capture children to see if they would possess the robots, right? Why would he do that after the MCI?
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
That makes a lot more sense.
Crucial
What?
point. It has 57. FNAF Freddy in Space, FNAF 57.
Oh,
FNAF 50.
But
Oh,
to be on that point, no, it would make more sense if he made the fun times after the MCI. Because in the novel trilogy, he didn't make the fun times before the MCI. He stole a baby bot or a Charlie bot and reformatted it to be a baby, to kill a kid and then try to test possession, and it took Elizabeth. And then later, 10 years later, around the time of the Four Closet, then he makes the other fun times. The games, that's different. They're all coexisting at the same time. You can see from the very start, they're all planned to kind of work in coordination to kidnap and kill kids. So I don't think it's the same thing. Well, he didn't even steal a Charlie bot in the games. So I don't think it necessitates it being the same thing in the game's timeline. In fact, I would say the fact that they're so refined in this way with advanced technology to learn kidnap kids, that would indicate he's trying to improve on what he did before so he doesn't get caught.
Yeah, I agree.
What?
Well, why would he do that if he already got the MCI to possess the animatronic? Like, he already has what he wants.
like his goal,
Built the
his-
DCI.
yeah. Well, that was to shut down the location. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And
that was more just to shut down the location. I don't see why he wouldn't want them to also possess the animatronics.
Mhm.
Also,
Going back to the question, he does the MCI because he knows that the result will be possession. If he already knows the result, why would he need to make fun times?
well, he would probably already know the result because of Charlie in the games.
What?
He would probably already know the result because Charlie exists in the games and she possessed the puppet.
But he didn't know how.
Well, he knows that she possessed the animatronic, so he's trying to refine that and be like, okay, I killed these kids, they now possess the machines. But I almost got caught, so I'm going to improve on that and make sure I can do it more discreetly, more effectively. And we know he's going to kill.
I thought it more like he first killed Charlie and found out about her possession, and so he made Funtime specifically to experiment with possession. But then after his daughter died, Elizabeth, he says, okay, fine, I'll do it myself. And that's MCI.
Exactly.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Elizabeth's possessing baby, like that confirmed his hypothesis.
My Wi-Fi is having issues.
It's okay. What we know for sure from Sister Location is that Freddy's closed for Circus Babies to open. They took advantage of the closing.
You're right.
And which Freddy's?
No. Circus Babies Entertainment and Rentals opened after Freddy's.
Oh yeah,
He's
not Pizza World.
necessarily
It was,
talking
Well,
about.
it can also apply to it in general, because you can say that it's referring to the idea and brand of Circus Babies.
It could mean, it could be like the brand name or after
mind you too, right?
or whatever.
Just mind you too, right?
Wait a minute.
Circus,
Lycon, remember what I was discussing about that? When I
What?
was theorizing that it was most likely taking place after the MCI, basically? When
What?
Pizza World was...
Oh,
during,
yeah. Do you remember that?
Basically,
yeah.
the premise is that he is hiding, and he's basically taking this opportunity to learn more about ghosts and everything. And so Circus Baby's Pizza World was built after the death of the children, basically. That's the idea. And so he wants to experiment on that.
I think it's
That does
a nice
make
idea.
sense, but like, I don't know. Because, shit, it's because when Elizabeth dies in the novels, he says that like she was the last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And then Because like, what else could that mean in context? Because the DCI doesn't happen in the books.
The MCI is like recreating the accident that happened.
Yeah.
in the
He's
novels.
killing a child and then stuffing them inside a robot, exactly like what happened to Elizabeth, which resulted in possession. So he's doing that again, hoping it results in possession, which it does.
But why would he try? So my question is was he just a normal psychopath, or was he trying to do something in the beginning, like with the circus baby and everything? Why have all those little things going on, especially the giant ass claw that baby has? Is it really just a scoop?
He wanted to capture. He wanted to capture a kid. I think what he was trying to do, with the fun times. What?
I think he was trying to figure out how possession works because he still didn't know how
he was trying to figure out how they possessed it.
I just don't
why.
think. I just doubt. I just doubt that's the.
What I mean is, like, do you guys still think it's like after the MCI, or is it before the MCI? That's what I kept hearing about. Like, it sounded like you were saying it was like before the MCI or something.
He believes it's before the MCI.
The creation of the fun times, before.
I think I would disagree heavily with it being before. And like about the fun times is like, again, in the novels the context is that he saw what Henry was doing, so he kidnapped Henry's fourth Charlie bot, took to his thing. It's like, okay, wait, I gotta try and figure out how to do what Henry did. Okay, I'm going to retrofit this robot to kidnap a kid and then infer took his kid. But in the games, he didn't take a Charlie bot. He didn't just build baby to kidnap a kid. He built a whole team of animatronics, which all in their own way have ways of luring and kidnapping kids. And
in the novels, he only built the fun times after he loses.
Yeah.
Over the
10 years later, like in 1996 or 7, something like that.
Specifically after like he isn't influencing the MCI anymore.
Yeah, this is like it's after like the twist.
And then he puts the kids in the fun times to like regain.
He's
influence.
seeking control. He wants control.
Yeah, so I'm saying in the games, right? The fun times are created alongside baby, unlike the novels where it's like baby is a kidnapped Charlie bot and the fun times only exist like 10 years later. So in the games, the fun times was always in a way mimic the Afton family, but also mimic the MCI in a way. You have the Freddy, the team, like in a way you meant to feel familiar. Like this is like similar to what came before. They mimic the MCI, the classics, and they're a whole team. They all have their own ways of kidnapping kids. If Afton is trying to replicate like a singular idea and see what happened with Charlie, I don't see why he would go 10 times far beyond what he did in the novel trilogy, create like a whole freaking building with like very different animatronics that all have their own role in kidnapping kids.
It's a great question.
I feel like if that's the case, he's trying to refine his way of possession, right? He kills Charlie, he sees someone gets possessed, it's like, okay, but she possessed the puppet. And he would probably know that the puppet was designed to protect her because she had the bracelet. And he probably would have known, okay, the puppet's meant to protect her, now for some reason now she's possessing the puppet. So his idea is like, okay, I'm going to try and replicate that by killing the kids, stuffing the suits, and see if they get bound to the animatronics in some way. And then that happens, he figures out, oh wait, yeah, they're possessing the robots, but he almost got caught.
The MCI.
Well, yeah, that's what I just said. Is after he figures that out, it's like, okay, well, I almost got caught, so but I got away with it, so I'm gonna make this location, I'm gonna build these robots that all do it for me, they can do it discreetly and effectively, and I would get no blame, I would not be caught.
Yeah, I like this
I
idea.
think
Like what
both
I said
options
before.
are fair. I think both options are fair.
I'm having trouble figuring out how Afton would have this much time to do this without.
Hey, if he has time to build a replica of his neighborhood and bedroom underneath his own house, he has time to do anything.
I mean, I don't believe it's a replica, but it's definitely feasible. He would do that.
What else would it be?
Just observation of the
definitely a
surface.
replica, I would say.
Observation of the surface.
True, I guess. Although I feel like he would build a replica because he loves
could.
recreating stuff.
I
No,
think
he could. He could. It's
I,
like,
I
is it?
definitely think it is a replica
Let's
since
see.
like now we know that the FNAF 4 house and plush traps hallway is in Circus Babies.
Oh yeah.
And we
Yeah.
also see the FNAF 4 minigame map on the breaker room map in sister location. I definitely think that's also just a replica now.
I feel like we would have been shown if it was a replica in
Yeah,
Didophobia.
I feel like we would have. Yeah, exactly. I feel like they would have
We didn't
addressed
see
that.
plush traps hallway in Didophobia.
Yeah,
He
that's
wanders the
fair.
house. No.
Like he only showed they really only showed the FNAF 4 bedroom.
Yeah, but I think the
And then the
idea is,
hall.
in that
here's the thing,
house.
right? Everyone knew Plush Up Hallway is a part of the experiments in one way or another. So it's not like it was need to be a big thing to show, oh, he also went here too. But a lot of people do think that the observation for the neighborhood is the surface. So, like, if there's any other room to show, it would be that, right? The big reveal.
Okay. But like,
Well, then why
wouldn't
would
that
they have it
imply
on the
that there'd be
breaker room map?
cameras outside and stuff?
What? I think after they can get away with secret cameras.
Fair enough, I guess.
I mean, a lot of y'all here
just
are
feel
Will
like,
Plush.
yeah.
A lot of y'all here are Will Plush. You always believe he does.
That's true, but like, think about it this way: with the plush versus security cameras that they see some random man putting around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, under Will Plush, there's just like random plushies around the whole neighborhood. And people are like, oh, I wonder what that
Under Will
is.
Plush- Isn't that? Wait, hold on, Libra. Correct me if I'm wrong, but under Will Plush, those are imaginary. Yeah.
I don't think they are actually, no.
That's imaginary plush. Will Plush is like the plush bear is the one speaking. Is William throughout all the 5 nights, and it's
Yep.
there are
I
cameras.
think William like made the plush capable of being able to like walk around and talk on its own
How the hell did he do that?
Man, lonely
by
Freddy.
doing it.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, Lonely Freddy.
I mean, Lonely Freddy had said that they were controlled by someone in another room.
Wait,
Eleanor, in in a weird sense, but yeah.
I think
Sorry, I
not
had
Lonely
these
Freddy,
allergies.
the Cliffs Freddy. I forgot the name of that Freddy.
Kids
Whatever.
Like,
Tag along Freddy.
Yeah, Tag Along Freddy.
Yeah, that's the one.
That one doesn't walk on its own or anything like that.
It does.
I think Ultimate
Yes, it does.
it can.
It can. Yeah.
It doesn't do it much though in the book.
Does it see? Like, I believe there's a line where it says like it took a few steps or something.
Yeah.
Check this.
I think though
I
the
could be
big
wrong.
thing
I
in
like to
general
call
is
it the
that
PDF.
the big thing in general is it's very possible that William could have made a replica. It's kind of like, is it not? There's
I think
no
it's
way.
more.
No,
It's
for
more
sure.
likely he didn't because of time and stuff, but it's possible that he did. Be cool. He builds an entire replica of the neighborhood underneath his house.
Yeah, I do want to make a comment though on like the
Cheap
timeline of it
loneliness.
is that so Pizza World opened and immediately closed, right? And they probably would
It
immediately
was
begin.
open for less than a day or something.
So
No,
yeah,
a day.
it would have immediately began the eventual like transfer into the rentals and possibly reopening the Pizza World because of like how 1 or 2 description, price, etc. So, that line is likely definitely in reference to Circus Babies in general, right? Circus
Yeah.
Babies, Pizza World, and Sea Bear, which is why I do think it means that the place must have opened. I'm quite late. I think it is referencing one of the later locations, but that's for later. It's at the very least, is it referencing the MCI location, which would have, on the surface level, most closely match.
Maybe you could help me with this, Draz, because I kind of have a problem with Afton being active during this era, because in FNAF 3 we see him immediately after disassembling the FNAF 1 crew, he's spring-locked and trapped in the back area. So is he experimenting on these people?
Guys, I gotta step out for like 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
It's okay.
Like what?
Is he experimenting on them in the Springtrap suit or something?
Do you mean like? Can you clarify? Like, what do you mean? Like when?
Cheeda,
Like
yeah.
when this is happening?
Cheeda. So you're asking about like if they're molten MCI basically, right? Well, where you're talking about like him experimenting with wait, so can you repeat
I
your
think I know
question?
what he's trying to. I think I know what he's trying to ask. So, are you saying that Follow Me happens around, say, the '90s, right? But I'm saying that this all goes on later. So you're asking if is Afton doing all this in the Springtrap suit?
That's just kind of a silly explanation. How is he doing anything in like the Circus Baby era anytime after the closing or whenever the Follow Me cutscenes take place?
Well,
I think the Follow Me
People, you go
cutscenes
first.
and Afton being springlocked is like days before Sister Location happens.
I interpret it differently. I believe that Circus Baby's going on for a long time. I only believe Afton probably got spring locked around like the 2000s and 2010s.
Yeah.
And that, so I do believe it happens around then. And so that kind of fits the timeline. Roy would have been kidnapped because it would have been after FNAF 1, something like that. The way the technology works.
Yeah.
So,
I guess I am asking kind of Molten MCI a little bit, because like, how can he disassemble the FNAF 1 crew in Follow Me, and then somehow they're made into the Funtime robots?
It's believed that
Well,
each,
I don't-
each
Super's
minigame
automatic.
is like a different night. Night 1, night 2, night 3. Like each night he comes
Okay.
to the pizzeria, disassembles, gathers the remains of the animatronic, and then goes to his location and does his magic there.
the issue with that, I would say, is though,
I hate it.
is
I
there's
believe it's one night.
I believe that too, because there's no reason for it to be one night. Because I'll explain why Molten MCI does not happen at Follow Me. That's a big thing. I don't believe is there's no reason it does. Because for one, when FNAF 3 came out, no one can say it happens on separate nights. What would be After's motivation? Coming back night by night, dismantle all of them when he could have just done it all in one night? Because you can easily do that.
Well, you could argue that
and
maybe he is just like,
it's-
since each minigame is after each night.
But it's raining each
it's
time.
like- Yeah, having a rain in Utah for a week is kind of strange, I guess.
Yeah, so it's like you could say technically it could rain all 5 nights, but it's like, okay, but from the perspective of the writer, right? When they're writing this, do you think they're intending this to be 5 separate nights, or do you think they're realistically intending to be all one night? Because after dismantles them one by one, each minigame starts right after the other ended, and then Afton is in the private room the safe room on the last one for no apparent reason after everyone else got dismantled, and
Great
he's just
point,
there, and they go after him. He's scared, he's shocked, and he wants his spring body suit and he gets spring trapped. It doesn't really make sense, especially too that I just don't think Henry's speech aligns that much with Follow Me, but in general, the idea more likely would have been is that, because one, Henry says he brought them all together, and they all got trapped pretty much. He made them one thing. That does not happen in Follow Me. Afton dismantles them all, but they're also at the pizzeria and they're hostile to him. That's not what would have happened if he amalgamated them all. He would have controlled them, they would have been someone else, they wouldn't have been there. But they chase him down, they get him killed. There's no indication that any sort of extraction occurred.
To be fair, Cheeda, you said about him like working in such location while he's Springtrap, or I guess also Scraptrap, depending on when you believe it. But if you think about it, that's actually kind of what happened in the novels. He wasn't already Springtrap or Scraptrap, but he basically, well, he got Springtrap in the first novel. And then he was Springtrap in the second novel, and in the third novel he experimented on the Funtimes and Remnant after he, well, is dead, but like he got out of the suit, but like technically he could have done it even in the suit.
Yeah, he was
just
in the
preferred
suit
it
for
not
all
to
of
be in
that.
the suit, because he said something about like it messing his mind up or something like that. So that's why he took off the suit and etc., which was hard to do because it's it's embedded itself into him. But technically speaking, he could have done it in the spring scrub suit or scrub.
Yeah,
suit.
yeah. Kind of reminds me of Blackfoot Ferret. He used to have theories about how Henry is speaking to us, and he was even like working through the phone in the Fredbear costume, just spring trapped inside of it.
That's a very interesting idea, to say the least.
I love Blackfoot Ferret.
But
I go to him.
yeah, also in the novels, Molten Insight only happens after William becomes Springtrap. It's after the Twisted Ones.
Yeah, I don't actually believe that the well, first of all, I believe that the Wizards become the Funtimes, not the FNAF 1 crew. They're actually different animatronics in my head. But yeah, I don't actually believe that the classic FNAF 1 crew becomes the Funtimes. I believe the Wizards do.
Doesn't
just-
the week before say that the Wizards got restored to classic design?
You
Well,
showed
it
me
does
that.
say
That wasn't convincing. I need something a little bit more than like 2 or 3 sentences from a character saying that they look like their classic selves. They have like massive modifications, different numbers of toes, different heads. They're
What's
completely different
different
characters in my head.
handles?
I mean, that's kind of what retrofitting involves. I think personally, is
Yeah,
that
but, like, they
because
still have
the
they
the kids though.
they still have like some part, but like Withers have no parts at all from the classic. Like none.
Well,
pretty
the
much.
thing is that the MCI kids are bound to the particular animatronics that they were stuffed into. You can't just take some parts and now in the classics. That's just it has the way Gulch XC goes over this way better than me. But when a soul splits like that, it's
I am
always
back.
it's always in a more willing, right? The soul has to choose this to split itself, soul split. So you can't have the
Hold on.
you can't have you can't have like the Wizards and classics be separate, but somehow the MCI kids be in the classics still.
Yeah, how can they be in the Wizards but not the classics?
They're in the Wizards. The classics are a different incident.
A third one? A third
the CCI,
No,
the classic children's incident. The CCI. The CCI. Also, Libra, can you go on my TikTok, like and share the stream? Thank you.
Okay.
Are you saying like Foxy Go 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 is like a third incident?
Oh, that's a great idea. Foxy
What?
Go 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 always slips my mind.
It is a forgettable minigame, I won't lie.
Yeah,
It slips.
It's a
Save Them
very
gives us a
interesting
lot of
minigame.
victims.
Thanks, Libra. Thank
Sorry,
you.
Spring.
Alright.
Okay, I think we should start to go over to the F6.
Yes. Molten MCI.
And we didn't even go over when that so happened.
Hour, so I think it makes sense that the other hour we're gonna talk about F6. Right?
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Can I lay out like just the basic plot, no speculation?
Sure, whatever.
It'll be quick. So, FNAF 6.
I disagree.
Hold on. You know what? Just because you said that, I'll let Drazarus do it. That was funny.
I disagree.
I'm with Draz. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so the basic plot of FNAF 6 that you are initially playing as as far as you knew, unknown worker who is hired by an unknown man on the cassette tapes, and you basically just be a pizzeria manager. It says the place has been open for some amount of time. Things keep trying to get in on the tape, and that you gotta be careful. There's a lot of risk involved. Manage things well. You do that, but at nighttime, you do some Spider-Man noir stuff, and you interrogate animatronics you found on the alleyway. And sometimes you can piss them off and they kill you, but you can also tase them, like any good officer, and they back off. And you salvage them, you take them in, and depending what you do, you can either get some bankruptcy endings. You can go. You can be a complete loser, and
You
go
could get the mediocre ending.
mediocre
What
ending.
I'll get.
My favorite's the blacklist.
That
Oh,
too.
that one's fun.
And there's the main ending. There's an ending where you can get a baby. You find a secret speech written by the cassette man who goes by HRY223.
Harry.
And he talks about some weird stuff. We can talk about that later. But the main one, you
It's not
salvage all the
important.
animatronics. You do your job. You don't be an idiot. You have like at least 50 IQ, and you face
Hell
the
yeah,
final
you
night.
have
You
it.
d- you don't
Can I play the
die.
speech?
You don't
I want
die.
to.
And Henry, still, the random secret man does a speech after Baby talks to you.
Connection terminated. No, I'm not gonna say the whole thing.
Connection terminate. I'm
I'm sorry
sorry
to
to
interrupt
interrupt
you,
you, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
If you even still remember
But you
that
basically-
name.
the
I'm afraid
man-
you are miserable.
You are not.
You are
The
not
man-
interested.
The man reveals to you that Baby goes by the name, original name was Elizabeth, and that reveals to you that you are someone he wasn't quote unquote expecting to have, and that he feels like he wants to stay because he just mind reads. Henry's a well-known mind reader, and he gives a little speech
Yeah,
to
Henry's
Ashton, be like, "You're going to burn in hell." He says, "All of you are going to free." He reveals that the puppet is actually his daughter, who's a girl with monochromatic hair, and
Monochromatic. I love that.
and she was the kid killed and take cake to the children, and then connection terminated. Everyone dies, but then everyone comes back. In the book.
Because Scott can't end a story. Woo! Anyway,
And then everyone comes back. I like that part.
and everyone
Now-
dies, and then everyone comes back in a different form.
Now I'm gonna have a really controversial view of FNAF 6, but everyone go first.
Don't say Mike survived. Don't.
That's just one part of it.
Oh boy.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, okay. I think FNAF 6 was a complete. It was made and meant to never be the end of the series. It was always meant to fail from the very start, and it was,
Oh, I believe.
and that was very clear because in the game dialogue. Let me find a big text wall I wrote. So I have
You
like,
can't talk
my
to someone who's dead in the completion ending.
well, that's one thing, but I wasn't even thinking of that. I had to find something. What did I say here?
You know what? I think Scott. Scott mentioned. So like in the FNAF 6, we see like that fire might destroy Remnant. I think.
Your
Scott-
mic is very
I
quiet.
think, really?
To me, is that just me?
Yeah, it's pretty quiet still. for
Come
me, so.
on.
It seems
All right,
fine
now
to me.
it is.
Well, okay, I don't know. On OBS, it
You gotta
sounds
get
fine.
closer.
Anyways, so in FNAF 6 we see like a document say that the fire might destroy Remnant. I think Scott planned FNAF 6 to be, well, the final game, but he left details that would, in case he would want to continue this series how he like he has before, he could. I think it like Scott meant for it to be like, it could be the ending, but if he wants, he can continue it.
Yeah, I agree. UCN
Oh,
kind of proof of that.
Scott even said like immediately after FNAF 6 around that time, like even before that he wants to have another company continue the series. So it was always the plan to continue the story, but he felt like he wanted to make FNAF 6 himself. But I think the fire failed, and I think it's pretty obvious by dialogue in the game. For example, William already knows from the very start it's a farce. What deceptive calling. I knew it was a lie the moment I heard it, obviously. But it's still intriguing nonetheless. He's basically humoring Henry's plan. He's going like, I already know this is a trap. I'm just humoring it. And Baby in the vents also says, I heard your call, while in the same vent Scrap Trap is. And I think it's more possible that she's talking to William in that instance, because that makes more sense than saying, like, Henry or Michael, because why would she say, like, you don't know? Sorry, I'm losing track of myself. So I saw a message pop up. But, it's like, you got him all again. It's like you asked you to.
To
I
be
heard your
fair,
call.
William
The
is
dial-
very arrogant in the novels.
Yeah, but he's also not dumb.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
He is kind of dumb in the novel.
He is not dumb. This is
He
William
quite dumb.
slander.
He
This is
is
William
smart
slander.
in terms of creating stuff, but in terms of his actions, he is dumb.
Well, but I don't think that entirely. Well, he's dumb because he killed people, but well, Well, here's the point: is that Baby acknowledges Henry's existence when she tells Michael, "You got them all together in one place, like he asked you to." And he's like, "You don't know who the employer is." Then I heard your call. Her dialogue does not make sense if she thinks William is the employer and
Also,
all that jazz. That does not make sense.
She's literally in the same vent space as William.
Yeah,
What?
and so you have these dialogue lines that make it make more sense
William is
if she's
ghosting her.
referring to William, the person she came to help.
That's true. She thought this was William's doing.
Yeah, so the idea is that William called Baby there, like, because Henry's whole thing in the Henry speech, his whole deal had nothing to do with Baby. It had barely anything to do with William too. His entire deal, where he's talking about what happened to the MCI kids.
Yeah.
His whole mission was to free the MCI. So it seems like the plan just expanded as everyone else decided to come to the building.
Although Henry says you have all been called here.
Yeah, it expanded out as they came here, like
I
one
guess.
followed the other type thing. So his idea was he wanted to free the kids,
Called them all from the
mainly
start.
MCI and probably his daughter. But then William came, Baby followed, or vice versa. I forgot the order of people you scrap, but
I think, don't you scrap Baby before William, or vice versa?
I think you get Baby in that cold open. But I'm not sure if you get Baby in the actual main line, like actual.
Oh, wait, yeah, I forgot about the
I'm
cold
pretty free
open.
to.
I think.
I don't know if that's
Molten
canon or not,
Freddy's
though.
first.
It probably
Oh
is.
yeah, Molten Freddy.
Yeah.
You can get
Yes.
Lefty pretty much at any time. Pretty sure you can spy him, but
Yeah, but like I mean, if that's one you salvage. Molten Freddy's first, because I know that for a fact that he is the first animatronic you can get on the first night. After salvage.
yeah. So yeah, they're kind of following the other. That makes sense. Like Henry's main goal is to get Molten Freddy, so the first one that's there is technically Molten Freddy. But the dialogue again makes more sense if Baby's talking to William, and that William has his own plan going into it. And you can tell by the dialogue of Baby that their plan, or the plan of the scraps, is that they wanted to amalgamate together based on her final dialogue. Like, you brought them all together in one place, we can be complete, be whole. The idea is that they become one thing, one whole, which fits with Afton's motivations in the fourth closet, which correlates a lot to FNAF 6. His whole motivation is that he wanted to become one of his creation, amalgamate everything into one thing. Hence why you got them all together in one place, all those little souls in one place just for us.
You have all
And
been
you
called here.
be complete, watch, listen, and be full. They want to become the greater amalgamation, and this is where it gets more controversial. I think that's what the blob is meant
Rasm,
to
you
be.
cooked. You're cooking.
This is what you don't like, though. That's what I think the blob is meant to be. That's why I think it's Molten Freddy. So this is what they wanted.
Fair enough.
Henry's plan was co-opted by the scraps, so mainly William and Elizabeth, Baby, to amalgamate themselves into the blob, the greater amalgamation. And either way, Henry has a hole in his plan because William knows the trap. His dialogue's like, he has no fear. He knows, this is fine. I'm gonna win. This is kind of the gist of it.
Libra, look in the chat.
I talked for a long time though. Y'all go.
Did he talk to you about that, Libra?
I don't think he has.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink y'all talk. I yapped on you.
No, yeah, because Drazarus kind of basically went over that there. What Baby meant by watch, listen, or not watch, listen, be full, and like now it can be complete. Obviously, she's referring to their fun times, why they're made, etc., etc. But as Drazarus pointed out, it could also mean that Afton, you know how he willingly walked into FNAF 6 knowing it was a trap? There's a chance that he was trying to achieve the first form of his amalgamation, in a sense. Does that make sense?
Oh, like in the fourth closet?
Yeah.
Uh,
Kind of, sort of. I don't know. I gotta have him talk to you about that, but yeah. He explains it better.
okay.
When you dare.
As for the blob, the blob is very tricky because, like, I want to label it as just a force of nature, but I also think that it has to have some sentience or possession in there because of the way it acts and the way that it specifically targets Gregory when he's not in Glamrock Freddy, and then Burn Trap.
Yeah, I definitely think it's Molten Freddy because I know, like,
think
I'm
Vlad
probably
is
one of like guys here.
something to
I
check
still
about.
believe Burn Aft and stuff
I
like
guess
that.
we'll save the blob talk for the security breach one.
Yeah, I just want to put that out there. I think that the blob is basically what the scraps wanted in FNAF 6.
That's fair. Because do we ever get like an origin for Tangle or just a canon name?
No, the closest you get is the theory that the Tangle is mimic victims because they're just the piles of wires and bodies is just called a tangle by some characters. I think it's
Makes
kind of a big assumption, but it is there.
It could literally be just a conglomeration of stuff. Just things. Now the mask, I don't know why it's Funtime Freddy, but yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. Why exactly? Do you have any ideas at all?
Well, I mean, Spring said we should sit to FNAF 6 and do Scary Breach later.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sometime.
yeah, yeah. All right. Spring, sorry, we'll take it away.
I guess
Spring.
while we wait, is for FNAF 6. Does anyone have anything you want to talk about the night mini games? Not night mini games, the night gameplay or the what do you call it? The simulator. Just
Why
the
is the tycoon mode? Well, because of Ruin, we now know what Mike canonically bought. And it seems as though he did not canonically buy the mediocres.
lazy ass bit.
Yeah, or he was just poor. He just didn't have the money for it.
They're like pennies.
That's the thing, though. They're worth nothing. And Lefty's $5. Lefty is $5. You guys see this shit?
Know what? I know a good topic. When does FNAF 6 take place? Cause like all of you gonna say FNAF, all you gonna say 2023. But consider this. It is highly evidence that FNAF 3 also takes place
He's
in
back.
in October, the Halloween season, because of the general
Fall
environment.
Fest.
Because that stuff, FNAF 3, and also what we found. Like, what we found heavily implies that. But it's also heavily implied that FNAF 6 takes place around Halloween season, the fall. Now, we all know, there's no way FNAF 3 happens, and then in the span of like a month, less than a month, FNAF 6 happens. Like, let's be real here.
Yeah, because look at Scrap Trap.
So, picture this though, right? So, what if that Henry speech, HR 223, what that is showing us is that after FNAF 3 and SL, which I think takes place after FNAF 3, but it doesn't really matter, is HR 223 is narrating after the events of FNAF 3, after at least SL as well. So what that is saying is that Henry recorded that in 2023, confirming FNAF 3 taking place in 2023, but the gameplay is years later. It could be a year or two or so later. This is showing us a Henry
Yeah,
started
possible.
planning all this a couple years ago when FNAF 3 happened.
yeah, that's possible. That's a fair point.
That's not my favorite, by the way. I got that from Twitter.
I put Pizza Sim in 2024 at the moment.
I really don't care about when Pizza Sim is. Like, all we really need to know is that it is after the FNAF 3 date, but before the FNAF security breach date, or FNAF VR date, for the matter of fact.
Yeah, man. FNAF 6 takes place in 1978.
I personally prefer FNAF 3 taking place in 2033, and so FNAF 3 after that date. But
Why 2033?
because I prefer FNAF 1 to believe that FNAF 1 takes place in 2003, and 30 years after 2003 is 2033.
Didn't the week before say it was like in 1998 or something?
I don't know.
I don't think it gave it. The week before it
I
didn't give
don't
a
think it-
specific date.
It didn't. It complicated it more because you had
Yeah,
evidence for
yeah,
93, at 92,
Yeah,
2000, and
it
89.
definitely
Oh my god.
complicated more.
Scott!
Well, FNAF 1 movie takes place in 2000, so I like it.
Okay, well, if we're going by that, then
I just put FNAF 1 in 1993 just because why not?
I'm leaning to 90. I like 89 a lot,
personally
but
I personally prefer 2003 because of the 20 years, but now that we know that FNAF, like the Freddy's franchise started all the way in 70s, I guess that doesn't really make a point anymore, really. Okay,
Can we all agree that Henry is a big liar?
I will never.
He doesn't plan things out fully. No.
I
he's
think
not.
he was lying to Michael when he said this wasn't planned for you. Like, nah, bro,
It's
there's
not-
really
oh,
no one
yeah.
else. There's no
No,
one
like,
else. There's no one else.
really,
What, Sammy
really.
Emily? What, you plan for your son? Like, who else are you waiting for?
He
That's
probably
actually a
just
good
meant,
point,
like,
yeah.
it was supposed to be for a random person, and that's why there was like
Anyone.
an escape route planned out because
Yeah.
he didn't want to like kill a random person.
Yeah,
over
but
it.
it feels a lot more likely
like he
Henry
could've
would
done-
want Michael.
Yeah. Does he? Wait, hold on. Does he know of Michael's existence prior to FNAF?
I mean,
6?
I'm sure he does, but I doubt they've like ever like actually interacted.
Yeah. William probably mentioned his kids every once in a while.
I want to
got a
talk about
son.
the FNAF 6 minigames. Does anybody have anything to talk about them before I
Let's talk about Midnight Motorist.
Well, everything that we haven't talked about yet.
Well, there's not much to say about Fury Maze besides this is an MCI kid who gets killed by William,
Hi, Susie.
and you got Skitty Papa was just showing what the ending showed. It's like, oh hey, yeah, this is not William's kid, but Henry's kid murdered by Afton outside a location.
Mhm.
You know what
and
Fury Maze
then-
reminds me of? It reminds me
What?
of how in novels, the kid, in the first book, he found a drawing, and like every time he looked at it, it was like a bit more twisted or something, and it kind of makes me
Oh,
think
yeah.
of how Fruity Maze, like with each level, it becomes more and more twisted.
Like dark. Yeah.
So like.
It's a good point.
Like maybe it's like the same type of remnant agony thing that's affecting it, like that drawing.
Interesting.
What is?
I think a thing to consider before we touch Midnight Motorist is just remember, everyone, that these mini games that you're playing are for the Lore Keeper ending, and the Lore Keeper ending is particularly the one with the gravestones of the murdered kids, and
Which means it had to be about the kids.
and Security Puppet and Free Maze have a matching gravestone. Just keep that in mind when we go into Midnight Motorist.
That's true.
Okay.
And this is why people thought that Midnight Motorist was about like an MCI kid.
I still think it is.
But I can't.
You know,
That would
One-
make sense.
one thing I thought about the minigames in FNAF 6. So a while ago, back in like I don't know 2022, 2020.
Wow, that was already years ago.
Yeah, like I made a theory that like the rogue game developer that made games didn't make the original FNAF 1, 2, 3 games, but instead he made the mini games we play in FNAF 3, in FNAF 6, I mean. And we now know about what those games that he made are because of the book of the tales.
Oh, the Help Wanted book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, the point that I stated there remains. In the FNAF 6 ending, we see like something of a, you could say, slideshow in a way, where like we see the map, then the images of everybody burning on the TV, like cameras or something like that. But we also like see like memory, like something that seems like Mike's memories maybe overlaid on top of everything, not only the TV but like the whole scene. So like implying that it's like memory or just in the game, but like isn't what's on the TV. But also we have the minigame. And what's interesting, the minigames are on the TV, kinda implying that they are actually, like Mike is actually seeing them.
Oh,
on
like
the
fictional?
TV.
Okay.
So like they are,
Okay.
like they
You're
are,
cooking. You're cooking.
they are not just things that we as players see, but something that Mike sees as well on his screen. And what makes me wonder is then, why is there a minigame about Charlie's death? And etc.
You're just saying you think Michael is actually like seeing these mini games.
Like,
Oh, you know what? You know what I think the lore keeper ending is? You know how in the fourth closet, Carlton makes the MCI kids remember what really happened?
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say, but that doesn't happen. That's sick.
I think Mike's doing that in Pizza Sim. He's making the MCI remember what William really did to them.
I think the thing is
Spring,
like,
you know what's funny? I have that exact video open on my second monitor.
the video I was talking about?
Yeah. No, the one you put in the chat.
Wait.
I
image
like the idea though. I like the idea,
What?
Libra.
Yeah.
It's just that I think
Yeah,
the
the
only
screenshot.
issue I would say I have with it is that it's not a plot line in the game at all. Like it's something that's not even hinted or implied in the game. It's something that was like, oh, it makes sense because it happens in the fourth closet, but it's
In the
like
movie.
if that. Well, Mike doesn't really do it in the movie. Abby does it, but it's like if this was like
He
such
tells him
an.
to do it.
I mean, if it was.
And I'm
if-
not saying it specifically has to be Mike, but like, because it's not even Mike who does it in the fourth closet anyway.
It's Carlton, right?
I think the
Yeah.
indication though is that the way the kids are freed is through or Henry wants to
Some
free them
good
is by the
person
fire.
putting them back together.
It's just by the fire, by burning, like force burning them. Because if it could just like use a picture and free them, it's like okay,
Oh yeah.
like let's just do that.
You know, speaking of FNAF, you know, FNAF, he pointed out the drawing of Helpy leaving a burning building. And then he was like, he connected that to, I forgot what he connected to, but he was close. I think what that's telling us is that Mimic was, because Helpy's the Mimic, as we see in Help 1 and 2 and all that stuff, and Ruin. That Mimic was in fact in either the Fall Fest fire or the FNAF 6 fire. That's what I think that means.
At
Because
this
isn't he
point,
under the pizzeria?
since we're getting like zero Fall Fest 83 content, I'm about to believe it is FNAF 6 fire.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. He was there all along. What do you, speaking of small tangent here, what do you think the secret is?
The true story, because I don't believe it.
Oh, the mimic itself, I think, is the secret. I think
The
it's
Mimic
like
itself. Yeah, I guess.
they wanted to retrieve the mimic. It went wrong. The mimic killed a bunch of people, and they just swept it under the rug for decades.
As in normal
And it's only now
Fazbear
coming back
fashion.
to haunt them in the more recent entries.
Yeah.
Are we talking
In
about
typical
the secret of the
Fazbear
Mimic
fashion,
of
they
FNAF
just
6?
ignore it and sweep it under the rug.
Thank you, Spring. Thank you for catching us, Spring.
Anyway, so what do you all think? Are the FNAF 6 minigames real? And
They could be.
like,
I don't personally think so, but it's possible.
and if they are real, who are they made by? Like, why
Matt.
they were made, and etc.
I think it could be like
Matt
a haunted
from In the
arcade
Flesh.
machine type thing.
What? What did you say, Libra?
Matt from In the Flesh.
I think it could be like the arcade machines are like haunted by the memories of what happened. or
Arcade
something like that.
Theory? Go subscribe to Gibby's
Arcade
Homestead.
Theory Conspiracy Part 2.
Okay, Cheeda, you said that FNAF 6 is one of your favorite games. So do you have
Yes.
anything to point out about the minigames or FNAF 6 in general?
Oh,
Yeah, prove you're worthy of having it being your. I'm just kidding.
Just off the top of my head, does anyone else think it's strange that Fruity Maze? Can we all agree that that's a victim? Can we agree that it's a specific victim?
Susie.
I thought that was Gabriel. What?
Gabriel.
It's actually
Well, pretty much everybody
it's
believes
Fritz.
it's
Why?
Cassidy. It's
Cassidy.
Susie.
We're
Because-
joking.
Because she
we're
has
joking.
curly hair and there's spring Bonnie standing behind her.
And we know from
With the creepy ass
graphic
smile.
novels that that's how Susie looks basically.
Yep.
Oh.
And because, well, Susie had a dog or something like that somewhere.
That's true. She had a dog. Basically, everything lines up for that being
Yeah.
Susie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Susie
I'm just
had a dog.
Susie
enough
had
about
a
dogs.
little
Enough
dog.
about dogs. We don't allow dogs here.
What about my dog?
Imagine if Mike had a dog. In games.
Didn't he?
I
No,
would
he did
stop
not.
playing.
Sparky. Turns out Sparky was Mike's dog.
Like,
That'd be so
No,
big.
Mike could have had a dog if he married
like,
Max.
imagine if in the FNAF movie, instead of having Mike and Abby, we had Mike and a dog. Like every night he comes back to his house and feeds his dog, and his dog is happy to see him.
I would
Like,
not.
The spirits
I would
want to
not
make
on
Mike's
this.
dog like
That makes sense. That does make sense since Lamar is the player of FNAF 6.
Bro, what?
Lamar Afton. Do y'all not get it?
That's the name of the crying child, actually, Lamar.
Am I the only one who still remembers
No, I
Lamar?
thought his name
I
was like,
remember the Lamar Afton shit. That shit was funny. That was really funny.
actually no, Crime Child's name
Someone
is
said like
William.
Larry and stuff like that. Larry Afton.
Dude, the
There's a
weirdest
fire
thing to
alarm
me.
here. I think Henry is starting a fire here.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's in FNAF 6. Guys,
Yeah.
we gotta rescue him. Spring's like, it's getting a little hot in here.
No, I feel like I think that's what he wants to be.
I brought you all here.
I think that you are right where you want to be.
Who can do
Can we
the
just,
best Henry expression?
Oh my.
Definitely not me. My voice is too deep.
Are you sure?
I mean,
Connection
Henry Cavill has a deep voice,
terminated.
though.
Let's go one by
I'm
one. I will
sorry,
start.
dude.
Souls trapped in prisons of my making, now set to new purpose, and used in ways I never thought imaginable. That's the best I can do.
1 out of 10.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you even still remember that name. I think I sound more like Afton.
Afton version. I actually do know an interesting topic. I know we can get into Midnight Motorist, but before we even get into that, here's an interesting question. What is the lore reason for the Scrap Trap redesign? Because it is actually...
Because Scott said there is a lore reason.
Thank you. I was going to say that. Thank you for...
I
But,
actually...
That's the most random
what?
shit ever, by the way.
But so Scott, so he redesigned Scrap Chat, and when he was asked by Daco, well, Daco wanted to ask him about it, but he said Scott wouldn't answer it because he considers it a lore question. Meaning there's a lore reason to why the change happened. So why do y'all think is a lore reason?
I saw a
See, like,
video
why
not
would
so
he
long
say
ago about how Scrap Trap used the Golden Freddy suit to repair his suit.
Oh, ooh.
I know that theory. It goes in conjunction with like Molten MCI Alter S.
I mean, like, what else? I
I like the theory though. It's good.
Let me see if I can find that thing. I know
Isn't
it's-
that part of Scrap Trap NCI?
No, it's basically it goes to the idea that Golden Freddy is vengeful spirit and that he's attached to Afton because of the parts being used, and that it either just that or it might go with Molten MCI Alter S, where only the 4 MCI are in Molten Freddy, and the 5th kid Golden Freddy is a part of Afton.
Sir Cypher says that Fetch is Mike and William's dog, and there's barking in FNAF 4.
Oh,
Can we kill Sir Cypher?
he died. All right, Sir Cypher's dead.
Damn.
It is only now that I understand the depravity. No, I'm kidding.
Actually,
It's only
you
now
sound
listen the
kinda
depravity of this
like
monster,
Henry.
Sir Cypher.
Actually, Glycan, you sound kinda like Henry.
Yeah, a little bit. Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Oh,
Elizabeth.
the
If you
other
still,
one sounded more like.
You even remember that name? Hey, Peter, I'm
depraved.
afraid you've been misinformed. Listen.
And here's the big thing, right? I think that's most of the main game. So, does anyone here have a different topic from that FNAF 6 to talk about? Or should we start killing each other over Midnight Motorists?
Oh, we already killed each other over
I
Midnight
forgot. We have to
Motorist.
talk about that mini game, don't we?
You have all been called here into a labyrinth of sounds,
I ain't
Mr.
ready for that.
This
I ain't ready for
Currently,
Midnight
I'm
Motorist talk.
sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you even still remember that name, but I'm afraid you are misinformed. You're not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individuals you assume, although you have indeed been called.
That almost sounds
You've
like
all been
Craft
called
Pack.
here.
What?
Smoke Coquillian Afton.
I think that sounded more like Foxy.
I've got a legitimate topic involving Scrap Trap. That would be fun.
Yeah.
There
Let's
is a
listen to it.
suit. There is a suit that could possibly look like this one. It might be common knowledge, but in the FNAF 4
And not really.
parts and service room, the closet or whatever, there is a spring lock suit of Golden Bonnie that has the muzzle face that Springtrap doesn't have.
Yeah, that looks more like Glitch Up, to be honest.
Can you pull
Probably.
it up? Let the viewers decide. You know what I mean?
Let the chat pick.
Let me real quick find.
What do you think, chat?
Something.
They're the wise ones.
Give me a second.
As if what he had already done wasn't enough, he found a new way to desecrate, humiliate, and destroy.
Okay, so let me send you a screenshot.
So the solution here is 2 Springtrap
Okay,
Theory.
Okay.
You're playing as
I sent a screenshot in the chat of how I try to draw the head in a full body using the parts and service.
Oh, yeah, it's only a head. I forgot.
Well, it's a head, and also there's some other spare parts of a body and a
This
head.
could-
So
This could actually explain where the weirdness of Scrap Trap's head shape comes from. But his weird little pill-shaped body, you know, he's so strangely different from Springtrap, and his withering is like, blocky, like Minecraft.
yeah.
Why in the world is that? So that makes me think that Scrap Trap somehow transitioned from the 8-bit world to our world somehow.
Wasn't there a theory that Springtrap, Scraptrap used like an illusion disc or something? Well, like I remember
What?
a theory like that, like a while ago. A few years
I've never
ago.
been a fan of the sound illusion discs things, but there is like loud
It would
ringing.
explain
in
the
lots of
weird
FNAF games.
pixelated
Yeah.
withering, though.
Unfortunately, because of that one story, they're canon, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm very averse.
That was Help Wanted, I think.
Yeah. I'm like kind of averse to explanations that are like, oh, it was just an illusion disc.
Who's illusion discs?
Yeah.
And now we have illusion gas.
See, it's same thing. So like, I'm glad, I'm glad you agree with me that that's a little bit silly, but it is canon.
You know, looking at Scraptrap, he kind of looks like bacon. His corpse, like
He does.
he looks more tasty than Springtrap.
He does.
That's the weirdest
does,
thing I've
he
ever
looks like
heard someone
bacon.
describe it.
Some bacon with peanut butter.
Now, wasn't there some kind of like controversy where we didn't have an official render of Scraptrap's body and MatPat couldn't use it in a video or something?
I don't know.
Really? Oh, shucks. Okay, that reminds me. Does anyone else think it's weird that Scraptrap doesn't make appearances in Help Wanted? All of FNAF 6 gets kind of shoved aside in Help Wanted.
Oh, you got the Scrap Babies.
I'm such a fan of Afton. Ever since FNAF 6 came out, FNAF 6 is like the gospel to me, by the way. So
You know what's interesting? Scrapchop isn't called Scrapchop in the games.
it's called Afton.
He's just called William Afton.
Yeah, like even in FNAF 6, like
It's just Afton.
people like didn't know the name of Scrapchop and Scrap Baby because like they just called it them Freak Show Baby and Freak Show Trap or
Freak Show Bonnie. Freak Show Bonnie.
Freak Show Bonnie. So and like even in FNAF UCN when like they did name Scrap Baby, like Scrapchop is still like he was still named just William Afton. Or well, just Afton. Like because he's not scrap animatronic.
Well, aside from like Plush Baby, nothing from FNAF 6 made it to Help Wanted 1. Not a single like scenario or anything based on it.
You know, I wish FNAF VR 2
I think
was
that's
more
on
like
purpose.
FNAF 6.
I think it does, just not in the most explicit way. Like you're not seeing Lefty, you're not seeing like the blatant character designs. But I think Afton's there. I think the existence of the plush babies is meant to indicate something about FNAF 6. It's just not like you're not seeing the exact same characters all grouped together in the same game.
Just the way the rest of the games were given such like love. It
You know,
seems strange
probably-
to me that FNAF 6, my favorite game,
You
was
know,
left out so hard.
You know, this could be explained by like why they are not in the FNAF VR 1 is because, well, the Silver Parasol games simply don't know about Lefty, Scrap Baby, Molten Freddy, and Scrapchop
Exactly.
because they were never really public in FNAF 6. Like they were just
Yeah.
something that was used by Mike for like salvaging parts. They were like behind the scenes.
Or it implies FNAF 6 is yet to like happen or something. Like, what am I left to assume here?
What?
I'm glad a little bit more FNAF 6 was in Help Wanted 2. I was a bit worried that Steel Wool were never gonna model Molten Freddy, the Scrap Gang. They're like my favorite gang.
No,
Let's
like,
go.
You know, I wish.
I think
I wish FNAF VR 2 was more like something like Secret of the Mimic in VR, but for sister location and Pizzeria Simulator, where we actually walk on our own, like where we basically replay all of the sister location and not
Yeah.
just specific.
And not
I'm
just
really-
these specific like mini game levels. Yeah.
and like.
I
and-
feel like that'd be too hard to program into VR though.
Maybe.
At least in the time that Steel Wool had.
Maybe. But like, I would prefer that really.
I would definitely prefer that too. That's what I was hoping for. I was like, we're actually gonna get to walk
The
and shit.
trailer was
But no.
very misleading.
Very
Well,
misleading.
wait,
trailer.
you're
Scott,
talking-
Scott has a way of doing that.
you're talking about the actual SL or like FNAF 6?
The VR version
Oh.
of Sister Location.
Like, imagine, imagine in playing FNAF 6 in VR where like you actually like manage the restaurant.
Yeah, dude, that'd be sick. Like,
And, like-
oh my god,
and
that'd
And
be
you
so
get to
awesome.
you get to hide kids' bodies when they
Imagine
get
You
the
get to
FNAF 6
hide-
office in VR. Like that's the most disappointing thing. Like I really would want to see the FNAF 6 office in VR.
I know, it would have been so awesome.
I think that
God damn
I
it.
think that would be the one thing that they would want to do, but it
Right? Yeah, I like how.
Hey,
I like how.
security breach we see Henry's office, but we can't find Michael's office.
But we can't find Mike's. Yeah. Like what? Like what?
Where is Mike's office? Is it in the vents?
It's like literally right next to the vents. Like his office is in between. Like what? It's so weird.
You know what? Like
Or wait,
it-
no, yeah,
it
it's
looks
right
very
in
similar
between
to
the vents.
Med Bay in the in FNAF VR 2, if you think about it. Like
But then we have that office, yeah. Cool, but because that office also has the vents on either side.
so like maybe it was.
But then it has that
repurposed,
big ass
or
curtain in the front.
Maybe it like was repurposed, or like it's like a similar room.
Maybe.
Like
Or
on
maybe
the
it's
other
Mimic
side of the
misremembering it because he was underneath that location, so he could just be remembering it wrong.
it's it's all very weird.
It is. It's all strange.
They hid Michael's office because it would find out that he took the escape exit. That's all I'm saying.
Also, another
Interestingly enough. Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to mention. I just remembered something. So, the drawing of the Rockstar, Freddy in the office. It looks like Fredbear, if you think about it. Because of
It does in a way.
yeah, like the brown
And you know
is
what?
golden, and the purple hat and the bow tie are well, Fredbear had purple bow tie and hat.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just interesting.
Hmm.
You know what is also it's also interesting is that not everything, but most things related to Michael post 6 are either removed or hidden. Nah.
Michael lives in the shadows.
Shadow Mike confirmed.
Shadow.
Mike says he lives in the shadows.
Oh yeah, it's like everything
Yeah, I think
related
they
to
say
Mike
that.
is removed or hidden.
The phones are ringing off the hook.
I've been living in the shadows.
Hmm.
Father,
So like,
it's me, Michael.
it's me, Mike. It's me, Mike. It's me, Michael. Michael. Oi, father.
Good afternoon.
But like, why would that be? And it's like, yeah, he's living in the shadows and all that, but like, the stuff is still there prior. So like, why is it? Why are they not? It seems like either Scott or just Fazbear themselves just doesn't want to focus on Mike or wants to hide him. Ooh, it could be they're trying to. This is the first time they're trying to cover up a person because he knows too much.
I mean, it's possible. I think it's just the idea that Scott wants to keep Michael as his character in the shadows. That's why I'm glitchboth, right? I think Afton's around. I think a lot of these characters are still around, but I don't think Sky's making it the most forefront thing we were seeing, like at least like Charlie or everyone face front all the time, because it's something it's part of the secret story, trying to discover what's really going on, what's the truth going on. That's why Michael's involvement is so secretive, and that's why his room is the secret room you can find in Security Breach, as all the stuff is. Well, the wall code's in his room for some reason. Or Edwin, whoever placed it there, put it in his room. And it's for Gregory, who always has ties to the bite victim in some way. So that's there. They're hiding out the guy who's helping Gregory, who has maps to FNAF 6 and SL, which wouldn't make any sense if it was Vanessa. How would she have that? Why cut out Vanessa if you already confirmed Princess Crest, apparently? That makes no sense. It's a one syllable name. It makes sense if you're saying, like, follow Mike's instructions. But you don't, that would be but you're hiding it. You don't want to reveal it like that. The place Cassie fell down to seems to be where Seabear would be, Circus Babies. Which, if that's what the next big... Sorry. Is if that's where the next big game is taking. Hold on.
Connection terminated.
Yep.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
What's that?
I'm back.
Cool.
Yeah, I was saying that that's why this is a one syllable name. That's why in I think in Ruins, Sir Cypher found like by like on the wall when you go down like a ladder, you can find Mike written on the wall, Vanessa graffiti, and it's by like a foxy hook. It's something like anxiety.
Hey, more Mike Bro confirmation.
My anxiety, this reality.
Yeah.
And that's why in Seabear, right, the next big game might be down there. And it would make a lot of sense that, like, this is, like, you're going to the past, you're discovering, like, how all this ties to the future, where past is now.
None of it was related to Mike. That doesn't make any sense to me. In Help Wanted 2, like, why was he not referenced once in Help Wanted 2?
Why would
Why?
he be?
Because he's the protagonist of the game.
But how would that relate to the story of Cassie's dad?
Yeah.
That's a fair point. Now, if Cassie's dad is a Bonnie bully, then they're friends.
To me, the Michael is the protagonist of like the Scott Games era. Of
Yeah.
Games.
Yeah,
So like,
exactly.
I think as soon as we transitioned from, into Help Wanted, I think Michael's story is done. I believe he's not even a part of Security Breach. Him and Henry both burned in the fire. It worked, in my opinion, in my view. The fire.
And there's also reason to believe he's the protagonist of the first 6 games, maybe 3.
I believe that. I believe that, and I believe Mike UCN.
Don't know about that because of Charlie, but yeah.
Wait, do you believe you like Mike Houston as in he's the one you should not have killed, or do you believe he's the player?
He's the player. I need to put more thought into.
Wait, I'm
Who
confused.
did he kill if he's the player?
That's the big question I run into.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what confused. You're Mike Victim. Mike Bro makes sense, but Mike Victim?
No, Mike. I'm vehemently against Mike Bro.
Okay, I have a question. So since we mentioned UCN, so in UCN we hear Lefty voice lines, and they don't really sound like Puppet's voice line. Like they don't sound like the same voice. I mean,
And there's also that unused Pig Patch voice line.
I like that one.
so, like
Yeah.
is the like when in Lefty's voice lines, do we hear Charlie talking or is it someone else?
I think, don't we hear Charlie in the puppet? Doesn't she have some voice lines?
You have
Yeah.
different voice actors.
They sound different.
So Lefty, this implies Lefty is a different victim puppet?
This is a big thing that relates to
Security
Lefty
puppet?
DCI. It relates to the theory of left. No, Sir Cypher, I'm not talking about that. That's horrible evidence. But no, I'm not giving that. But it's Lefty DCI kind of relates to that. Is you have different voice actors, and Lefty's the only one in the voice actor descriptions to be said is a possessed bear. No other character in the UCN voice acting request descriptions says possessed animatronic.
Yeah,
Lefty's the only one that says that.
Interesting.
So is there any possibility at all that Puppet could be a separate puppet from the puppet inside of Lefty?
Oh.
At all? Anything?
I mean, I do like Lefty DCI in that. I think if there's anyone else inside Lefty, it's probably the DCI kids.
Well, the one in Lefty has to be Henry's daughter, since the FNAF 6 cutscene.
Well, the puppet's trapped. The puppet's trapped in it, but it's one thing to be trapped inside, but it's another thing to possess the
probably
character.
only one possessed puppet.
So, there is no
we
like
would have
security
heard
puppet.
about like a second puppet, like if we like.
Yeah.
The only evidence for a second puppet really is the fact that in FNAF 3 we see the puppet at the same time as we see a puppet mask on the wall.
Yeah. That's
but
not
really
great evidence.
that can be a replica or just a broken down puppet animatronic from
Yeah,
that doesn't
that's not
exist
great
anymore.
evidence at all.
Yeah.
But there's nothing against there being a second puppet, because we see security puppet and
I mean, the puppet that we saw in FNAF 2 is definitely the puppet that is inside Lefty, because inside Lefty we know is the puppet that is, well, Henry's daughter Charlie.
yeah, that's what I just said.
And while he is talking about her, in the FNAF ending, we see...
it shows
we
take cake,
see-
doesn't it?
We see, well, take cake, and we also see
Give.
the screenshots of FNAF 2 puppet.
Interesting.
Like,
so yeah, there is kind of
Mike's
evidence of there
memories.
being only one. I'm just making sure. I'm not believing that there's more than one.
Imagine
puppet, but-
Vinny from Candice being canon.
I hope Blank is canon.
To be honest, I think, like, Vinny, so would it be a hot take to say that Vinny is scarier than the puppet?
No.
Like, to me, he looks much more scary. Like, he is just a puppet, but with blue colors and a frown.
He's frowning.
Like-
He's frowning.
To me, he is just like much more creepy. Like, the puppet doesn't look creepy at all to me, but like Vinny does for some reason.
Waiting for someone to talk.
Oh, we're actually doing a breath holding contest.
Actually, let's do it.
No, Spring. Here's the thing. Why are we able to like buy security puppets just right off the?
Okay, that made me laugh. You made me lose the breath contest. Who did that? Who the man is doing that?
Blame Glycon.
Okay, so what did you say, Cheeda?
Just my idea that there was multiple puppets just comes from the security puppet being like available in the catalog to buy for any pizzeria.
Yeah, security puppet is an interesting thing because, well, it's not a puppet. It's like a completely different animatronic puppet.
Yeah, it looks nothing like the puppet except for
And like it has no lore to it at all. Like the only lore it has is the regular puppet's lore.
Well, it gives you access to Security Puppet, and something I saw, I think, was pointed out on a T-Dress live stream, is that the eyes for it are yellow, which, no, not Mimic,
FNAF World.
but yeah, FNAF World, yellow eyes.
Mm,
you're saying it's security puppet?
Well, no, but it shows it is the puppet in FNAF World.
Aw.
it's interesting,
Not,
but like
not the little animatronic Security Puppet.
I'm wondering if it's security puppet instead of regular
to
puppet.
be honest, I think seeing how a lot of animatronics from FNAF 6 are from Secrets of the Mimic, basically, I wouldn't be shy that Security Puppet is like a prototype for the puppet we know. That like it came before the regular puppet.
The what now and the who?
That's
That makes sense.
like I think like Security Puppet could have been like. I think.
Wonder if
Security-
those show up on stream.
They I think they do. So I think Security Puppet might have been like a another animatronic from like 1979, and then
Oh yeah, because isn't there an image? Oh,
and then he was just redesigned, and then like Henry like based the puppet we know on the Security Puppet. And
that's fair. Because there's an image of Freddy and the gang performing at a Fall Fest in '83 with a puppet scarecrow in the background.
yeah, but like Security Puppet like actually looks
That
more
puppet has
circus-like
tears.
than the regular puppet if you think about it.
Yeah,
Like
because in the '83 one, the puppet has the tears. So, yeah, I think it could have been the '70s.
okay, but like I'm saying that like the Security Puppet itself, not the regular puppet that Charlie possesses. Like Security Puppet, like it has like a jingle type of hat, which is kind of circus-like.
You're saying that Security Puppet could have also been created, the one like Did You Buy could have been made by Edwin.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And like the regular puppet was then based off the Security Puppet, just like Happy Frog and etc.
No objections? I guess it's confirmed canon.
I guess. Nobody
Okay, yeah.
objects to that.
And while we're on this topic, I have a question.
And there
Why
goes
does-
Libra.
Why does
See ya, Libra.
oh, why does
I guess.
everybody refer to the regular puppet as security puppet? Like they are different animatronics, but like everybody seems to like call them the regular puppet security puppet, even though it is a completely different animatronic.
Well, it's the same animatronic. It's just possessed.
No, it's completely. They look different.
The face.
What?
even
Wait,
feels-
wait. Hold on.
It has, like,
So wait.
it has like sister location style faceplates too.
Like it's.
Oh wait, no. You're actually right.
Like-
Why does it does? It looks. Yeah, I just
It is
pulled up
not
the.
the
Yeah,
puppet,
there you
but,
go.
like-
That is not the puppet. Yeah, the puppet's mask doesn't have the split down the middle.
This is security puppet. It's the only puppet that's called security puppet. But for some reason, everybody calls the regular
Also, you
puppet
see-
security
It
puppet.
has that what do you call that? The tail with the bell on the end on its head. Whatever that's called. It has
Like a
that.
Yenndo hat.
It also has the button. Yeah, like a part. Yeah, it also has a button. That big button.
As I said, it looks more circus-like.
It also has the mimic eyes.
A mimic. Ooh, wait a minute.
No, no.
It looks more.
Yeah, hold on. Wait a
I'm
minute.
saying that this security puppet would have been created by Andrew. Edwin.
Edwin.
Edwin. And the regular puppet was based off this security puppet.
And Henry made the other one.
Yeah, the regular puppet.
Wait a minute. Why does the puppet attack us in FNAF 2?
Because it's a vengeful spirit like all the other ones.
But Charlie's protective.
No, Charlie's protective, but she's also vengeful. All the spirits are vengeful.
Yeah, I think.
I'm glad you said that, by the way.
I think that the FNAF 2 pizzeria is just like dangerous to be inside because the puppet will just kill anybody.
But don't they know what William looks like?
I don't think so.
They have very fractured memory. Like they don't remember.
Fair
anything.
enough.
They just like remember, like that someone is murdered them. Like probably that it's like an. So they just killing every employee left inside.
Mm-hmm.
Going-
Hey, quick question. How long do you think the stream's gonna go for? 'Cause I have to mow the yard in a couple minutes.
Well, I think we should pretty much be ending it right now.
We can wrap it up, and then I gotta start my other stream.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Like that's. We pretty much talk about
Oh, yeah.
everything.
You guys should join, by the way. We have a lot of theories to react
But
to.
I
If you want me to react to yours, we can. Anyways, Spring, take it away.
Yeah, but like I still want to know before we end. I want to everybody to answer me this question. Why does everybody refer to the puppet from FNAF 2 as security puppet?
Spring, I don't talk to enough people to like hear this from people.
That's a good question. My guess is just that they see, oh, puppet, other puppet, they're the same.
That doesn't make
Yep.
any sense.
I know, but that's
Like,
just the
we call
logic.
Libra the
Unfortunately,
animatronics
that's the
wizards,
logic that some of the fandom uses.
Like we call withered animatronics wizards, even though some people believe that they are the same animatronics as the classics. But for some reason, people just call the puppet and security puppet the same thing, even though they are not. Like there's no connection between them except the minigame.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I feel like that's it. I feel like they just see the minigame and they're like, oh, the puppet, there's only one puppet. Maybe they think that there's only one puppet.
Like even their box is different.
Yeah, even the box, like the box isn't even the same.
Like and this one has joints, while the regular one is more like rubbery. Like this one is out of
Yeah, it's
plastic.
more like rubbery and elastic. Yeah.
Yeah, while this one is more like a wooden
Robotic.
doll, you know? Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not-
like an action figure.
yeah.
They just use the name interchangeably, I guess. They just think that is the purpose of the original puppet to be a security system?
Yeah.
Unless they think that like it's somehow completely changed design after possession.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And its face merged together?
And its face, yeah, just glued itself together, but whatever, it's dumb. Alright, I gotta go to my other stream, but I will see you guys next week.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Have a
you,
good day.
Micah.
This is fantastic.
Wait,
Good night,
before you
everyone.
go, I gotta self promote everyone real quick. I gotta self promote and promote other people.
Let's say the
Um,
outro just.
Yeah.
Say your promos and then let's say the outro.
Okay. Quickly, everyone. You should of course subscribe to me because I'm objectively right in all things. But more importantly, you should subscribe to my friends. Shadow Libra, who is a book lover, but he is cool. You should also go subscribe to my friend Cactus's Hollow Knight channel. It's not FNAF, but it's way better, obviously, and you should all
Put them in
go
the chat.
subscribe
I'll
to
go
him.
subscribe.
I'll DM you the name.
All right.
But you should all be there on the 21st because Narrow Ravens one last night against cancer charity begins, which will go from the 21st to the 24th. All the money is going to be going to a charity and helping his friend who is suffering from cancer, and help pay for the treatments and help anyone else who may be going through the tragedy as well. So make sure to be there to support that stream, and just by being there is enough. But if you want to give anything, that's also an option.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, tell us in the comments what you think of. Well, tell us in the comments your theories of FNAF 6 and Sister Location, and I guess UCN.
Yeah.
But for now, that's it. Subscribe to our channels to not miss any of our videos. Press that like button with the bell, and remember, I always come back.
Bye bye.
Subscribe to Crying Eye.